What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
How to get whatever you want. Write that at the top of your notes, and as soon as you've got it written down, look up and assume the physiology where you can write very, very rapidly. I've got a lot to give you here. I don't want you to miss any of it. How to get whatever you want. Here we go. Ask. End of notes. In fact, the formula is pretty powerful. It says, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, with a formula like that, you think more people would look into it. How many of you believe the formula works? Let me see a show of hands. All of you, great. How many of you have all that you want? So what's the problem? Failure to what? Ask. Failure to ask. So some people, wait a second, I've been asking and I'm still not receiving. Well, maybe you're not asking intelligently. I know the Bible didn't say ask intelligently, but I'm sure that's what it meant. And my first teacher taught me that. He said, you got to ask intelligently. And he taught me a few things about asking intelligently, and over the years I've added a few of my own. Asking intelligently, I think, requires asking in 5 ways. There are 5 keys to asking intelligently. The formula was not bitch and you will receive. You know, it's called ask and you will receive, but you got to ask intelligently. And bitching is not asking intelligently. Neither is whining, complaining, mumbling, or grumbling. Okay, here are the 5 keys to asking intelligently. Number 1, ask specifically. Ask specifically for what you want. Don't beat around the bush. Be precise. Who, when, where, how, what do you want? Specifically, define it, be precise. The more precise you are, the more you empower your own brain to assist you with the resources you'll need to manifest that result that you desire, as well as you'll be able to communicate to other people what your wants are, and they'll be able to help you more effectively. So number 1, you must ask specifically. Number 2, you must ask someone who can help you. When I first got taught about asking, nobody told me this one. You got to ask somebody who will help you, who has the ability to help you. A lot of people want to, but they don't have the ability. So you say, oh, I asked and I didn't receive. You didn't ask intelligent. You got to ask someone who has the ability to help you. For example, if you have terrible personal relationships, would you go to somebody else who has terrible personal relationships and say, hey, teach me what I could do to change my relationships? Doesn't make any sense, does it? And then you asked and it didn't work because you didn't ask intelligently. Would you go to somebody who makes $30,000 a year and say, loan me $3 million, will you? They're going to go, $3 million what? Right? You got to go to somebody who has the ability to help, okay? Here's the 3rd key. Create value for this person first. Don't just ask and expect them to give you something. Intelligent asking is you try and find a way to fill their needs first, or a way to connect the two. Maybe what you're going to do is just fill a need. Say, look, if you support me this way, it'll support something that you're involved in, that you feel is important. I know by what I know about you. Maybe you try and do something for them. I know one of my friends met a man. He wanted to become a millionaire, and he found a way that he could make this man $4 million. So I went to him and he said, listen, I know that I can make you $4 million in the next 2 years. And guess how many times this guy probably heard this story, right? He said, but let me tell you something. I have no strings attached. I'll work for free for 2 years. I'll support myself in other ways. But if I make you $4 million, I want you to promise me that you'll give me 1. What do you think the guy said? Of course, you're going to work for 2 years? And he said, what happens if you don't make me $4 million? You pay me nothing. He said, you got a deal. He ended up making the guy $8 million, and the man paid him 2. Yeah, because he created value first. That's called intelligent asking. Don't just say, give me this. Figure out how you can fill their needs and then ask, okay? 4th key, you must ask with congruent belief. As you really got to believe that they're going to say yes. If you don't believe they're going to say yes, they're not going to say yes. Because when you ask, your lack of belief will come through. You say, you wouldn't want to help me, would you? And that's not going to assist them. But if you absolutely believe they're going to say yes, and you believe so strongly, then they'll get that. And they'll begin to think, well, maybe, I guess, he must have a reason. They begin to believe that they really should do this. Your belief can affect their beliefs. Your belief can affect their behavior. So you want to get really congruent where you absolutely believe they can't say no. Now, the best way to do that is make sure you're adding so much more value than you're asking for that you know they can't afford to say anything but yes. Okay? And the last one, number 5, a lot of people do the first 4, but they don't do number 5, and that is ask until. There's a neat phrase that I think Dr. Schuller came up with. He said, God's delays are not God's denials. So if you ask and you don't receive right now, just keep asking. Asking intelligently means ask over and over again. Ask in a different way. Have sensory acuity. Don't ask the same person the same thing 8 million times. Maybe it's time you try to ask somebody else. Ask another company, ask another organization. But ask until. See? That's what makes the biggest difference.